Hello everybody, and welcome to Those Dudes Play Live! Tonight, we are continuing, possibly finishing, the Stanley Parable. Although, honestly, I don't know if this is a game that can be finished, but...
The end is never the end is never
the end is never the end. But you know what's an ending for me? Water buckets. And if we get 50 packs of cards sold by the end of tonight, I will add this outfit to the unwanted wardrobe. So, purchase plenty of packs. That was a terrible transition. I can do better than that. No, I can't. Crows, crows, crows. Please enter the current time. Please tell me the game's saved.
It did. Just trust me. Just do it.
See, it's 704. Hang on. Oh no. Or can I just say something? Oh dear. I'm scared. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set to 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, the next time you move up the game and see this title screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. So go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you go get back to the video game now. Damn.
Isn't that great? I freaking love Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
That is so stupid, and I love it. Phew, I thought the game was gonna insult you. Yeah, honestly? Same.
This is the story of...
Welcome back. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
See, I've done the window.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Done the clicks. Is there anything from base game that I'm missing?
I don't
feel like
so.
I feel like it did just about everything.
Pretty much. Oh wait, you didn't do the escape.
The escape?
You know how like there's that sign where it's like escape?
No, I did that.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I think you were in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's probably what.
Yeah, because like it did the crushing machine, the faux narrator, the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got all that.
Okay, then yeah.
Alright, I guess it's time for new content.
Oh,
New content, let's go.
new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh my god, it's a chair.
Dear God.
It's a chair. It's probably better than my chair, honestly.
Friendly reminder that reviewer has a gaming chair on his throne. Plug, shill.
Plug and chill. Oh shit, there's a phone. But I can't unplug it. So, what is this? Ooh. Oh my. Isn't this exciting? What the fuck? I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were going to Disneyland today.
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may
You
know,
joke.
Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley
Like, this is just the
Parable
intro to
Ultra Deluxe.
Five Nights at Freddy's
This
VR.
sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Bucket. No, we're not there yet.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
New content, let's go!
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All
New
right.
content. The jump
All
circle.
right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Content!
Woo! Stanley can jump. Never mind. Well,
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
well, fuck. What character or lightsaber would your Keyblade look? I don't know. Green lightsaber.
Gee, I wonder why.
Goodness. Another
But since that's
elevator.
$2, that's
Stanley, I have to
technically
say,
pack of
initial
cards,
impressions of this
so...
game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to
Oh, dang,
30
are you-
trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
So just a reminder, chat, 49 more packs left as we delve into this new content.
New content!
Let's see, what is this? Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And
Well, joke's on them. I got this game for free on PSN.
don't get me started.
No,
on
they're
the level of
talking about
craftsmanship that's
Nintendo
gone
and
into
how
it.
they're
In
re-releasing games for the Switch too.
Okay, no, to be fair, I mean, yeah. But you can get... If you already have the games, you can just get expansions. And it's a whole thing.
Okay, but you pay $30 more.
I'm not saying the prices are good.
fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Well, that was the new content, folks. This isn't right. Can you imagine if I could just walk into that, though?
What do you think this is, Mario?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I have the perfect thing for this. Hold on.
There it is. Stanley sauce on vent. Whee! No, $2. Maybe KH3 can actually be paid on Switch 3. Yeah, we'll see. That is the hope, to get the entire series natively running on the Switch 2. Alright. 48 more packs.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh dear. Light. The door to light.
I know now, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light.
Okay, what? Whoa!
Call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memories. Oh my god.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game
Oh, that's funny,
originally
because it's
launched?
different
Back
audio.
then, video
What? Why? What does it say on the PC version?
A PC port,
games had integrity. Back then.
so it knows you're playing on
really meant
PlayStation. That's
something.
great.
Oh, the waste.
Buy on pressurized gas! Oh, that's great. Good times, good times. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable demonstration, okay. Hold on. British Academy of Television Arts. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Oh my god, guys. 50% off a designer hat.
But a small creature owns the other half.
Oh my god. Oof. Not an ending we want to remember. Stanley Parable deals tough choices.
No, just stay here for a little bit.
What?
Just stand here for a little bit. Yes, random French song.
Do you feel the ennui in your heart?
Do you feel the joy?
I feel the sad unicycling clown in my heart.
Oh, dang.
I find it funny also Tendo's in the chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, Nintendo, do you blame the French?
This game's so great.
Do I get anything for listening to this entire song?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I have no... There are no subtitles. I can't understand what it's saying.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Reviews, you say?
Well, I guess
Well,
you're gonna have to review the reviews, aren't you?
It's almost as if that's what I do. Because when you review it, I review you.
Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
Damn it, I wish I could pause it in one blur.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now...
It was
it's nothing.
Persona 3.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Alright, hold on. I gotta read this full thing. How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? Well, you see, you gotta play the game, and then you gotta give your thoughts on it. That's it. It's just 2 steps. How hard is that?
Oh, man.
To describe any one part of it is risk to its ruination. Well, that doesn't sound like a very strong game, in my opinion. And to detail what it is, what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Are you sure you're not reviewing Undertale?
It does kind of sound like Undertale.
Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully adequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther. I've never heard of that game. Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Whereas so many games that aspire to be more... Yeah. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. I mean, fair. Right. So, how do you review a game? What has become known as the Stanley Parable HD. Ooh. The Stanley Parable HD. Stanley Parable Hydrogen Donkeys. I don't know. The full-scale reimagining, one of the most intriguing mods available online. How do you discuss it? Analyze it? Recommend it? Quite simple. You don't. Okay, so it's a negative review. You don't recommend it. Okay. And 10 out of 10. Bullshit. Nothing is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, flawless victory. Games rated 10 aren't perfect since nothing is. God damn it! This is why maybe I should read shit.
Why would you do that? You're like a VTuber.
I'm in the flesh right now, I think.
But you're also a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
That is true. Although I've gotten far more into Lorcana lately. Let's see. But they come as close as you can get in a given genre. The new must-have game in its sector, weird. Talk to pure ecstasy. Jesus Christ. Check out more reviews or the Destructoid score guide. Now, oh god, remember when... before Twitter lost its heart to the darkness?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, fellas. Let's see, what do we have here? So there's like actual awards that this game was nominated for.
I mean, I do know he got awards at least.
Mm. Okay. I'll be back for you later. The original remake. Oh god, it was on Mac. I don't know, did you get a tie with the Stanley Parable Adventure line on it?
No, because my copy of Stanley Parable's digital.
Oof.
Here's
I also
another
think that's a
moving
joke.
passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
It really
It
wasn't.
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
It didn't
All
need
they
it, but
had to
it
do was
benefited from
transport
it.
it in pristine condition.
I don't know,
along
that
to the
jump circle,
PlayStation.
though.
Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I summoned Blue Wing Crown in attack mode. Is that a thing? I haven't really been following Yu-Gi-Oh! Lately. Alright, so that's... Fuck, where are we at? It was 3 super chats today, so... Math. 47 more packs.
Oh, it's that blue bird from, like, the original, like, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh. The serious room.
But we can't go in the serious room.
Oh.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Well, hello.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Cold drinks, that's what's down here. Oh, jeez.
Oh no, oh god no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these
Oh,
in
it's
years.
changed. They couldn't
I
say
can't even
Steam
imagine
on the
what's been
PlayStation
collected
4.
down here.
That's
Surely the-
you know, that's probably why they replaced Portal with Fire Chat, or...
These reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh god, hi Luby, hi Hatter.
God damn. Pressurized gas. Okay, so on the PC version, it does say Steam.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So I would assume.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Uh-oh. He's getting sad.
There's sadness in the memory zone.
He's been crushed by a Faz forklift.
Okay, where's that fast shotgun?
Are you Faz forklift certified?
I am, but I have been crushed by a fast forklift.
Ooh, what does this say? Nothing. Hey, this one's recommended.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
A little bit.
This is actually quite
A
shocking
little
for
bit.
me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
This is why they say never read the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Okay, I'm calling this right now. Tox, don't tell me if I'm correct.
Okay.
That board with the review on it is gonna go flop down, and then we're gonna write it like a fucking raft. But how far could a raft take
What's
us?
this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh dear. Okay,
Go
so
on.
I was very wrong.
Yes, you were.
But how amazing would that have been, though?
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be.
Oh, wow, damn.
It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once...
Me?
So, blah,
Stalling?
blah, 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 blah,
We don't
blah.
want to interrupt
We've
the
eaten too much
narrator.
and it
That's
can't be
rude.
just yet.
Yeah.
No, until 245. Got the logic of
Although, just
elimination
while he's
working
talking, just a
backwards, the deduction
reminder,
therefore becomes impossible to
47 more packs of
manufacture.
cards,
It went
and we will
on for
add
nearly
this outfit to the
10,000
unwanted
years,
wardrobe.
Until just yesterday,
Jazz
here and
hands.
there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have
So
you,
this is just
and
gonna go on
therefore,
forever
by
until I hit
becoming
the
it
button,
is,
right?
So on and so
Yes.
forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a
Oh.
manifesto.
A
Yeah, you don't wanna use that.
manifesto,
I'll lay it for you
fancy.
very briefly, and you can tell me what you
It's
think.
really bad
Okay,
though.
so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever
Erecting.
been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
I totally
But
agree, even
wouldn't
though
you
I have no
say
idea what that word means.
manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone?
It has a
much
sort of tone you
it's
don't
rich
want.
with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in
Oh,
which
dear.
case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
I'm writing this down for a Streamlabs card.
Manifesto. Treatise, 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 manifesto.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Treatise,
Oh, I think that's
manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
That was the horrible attempts at a white man doing a beatboxing.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Make it
manifesto.
stop.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Manifesto.
treatise, manifesto.
Alright.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
And if I wanted to do
can't
that, I
wait
could
to
just
see
turn the
what
game off.
Cookie Nine will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their
yeah, you're
pressurized
right,
gas
though.
review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly
Gabe
run
Newell.
out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused.
Something being widely
I would even
abused
be
on
okay
Steam?
with
Never.
pressurized gas altering this particular
You don't
review
say.
so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
What happened to the subtitles?
I don't know.
Oh, boo! Is there someone on the other side of this? No. Someone over here? Yeah.
Plant check.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's
Ooh.
not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
The insert God yelling, get on with it. Don't wanna. But that's 46 more packs.
Let's go.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Uh-oh.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any
There's a
of that.
vent.
All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind.
A
I can
door
work with
to
any kind of
darkness?
door, as long as it can open and
Say
lead
fellas.
from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back.
So, do I wait, or do I have no choice but to press the skip button?
Let me see. Let me check the Venn diagram.
That's always a good sign. How did we get in here, Kronk? Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense. You don't know that, Detective Silhouette. It could be... There could be another way out that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, no, there's no branching path with the skip one, so...
Damn it.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Damn.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea.
The narrator's having a
who
breakthrough.
they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my
Okay,
head.
you
I
kind of
just
cut off
couldn't
yourself a little
ignore the
early,
negative
so...
feedback. Why was it so important for... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
What? Oh,
You're
jeez.
back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone
Not the
to talk
plant.
to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Oh, fuck.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
God, the
Maybe
existentialism.
I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The
I'm sorry, did you say
emptiness
something?
between us has collapsed, and I feel
Wait, what?
right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see,
There's a
what
lot
I'm
of things
saying,
casting
don't you?
shadows on the
You
wall.
can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
like to take this time to remind everyone to buy more cards.
Cards more by...
Remember, 46 more packs, and we will add this outfit to the Unwanted Wardrobe. Just go ahead and do the Stream Loots link you see in the description.
Plug, shill, plug.
Plug and chill.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Oh, that's never a good sign. Narrator, be honest. Are you breaking up with me?
Thought all we had with him was special.
We have Stream Loots.
And about everything we've been through, I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Good
Let me
Lord.
describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only
How are
the
you not
turning
dead?
wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Mood.
I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each
Oh
of
shit,
them
he's become
was
a Time
simply
Lord.
a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day
Oh, damn.
this
We're all
state of mind
afraid.
will
It's called the
consume
human
you
condition.
as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Say, fellas.
Say, fellas. We've been hanging out too long.
Nah. Is he dead? Yeah. Oh, that's not good. What the hell is beeping? Hold on. Please get faster. Oh, it's the fire alarm. Like, for a moment I thought it was just like, huh? Boom! Well, wait, the fire alarm's going off. Well, oh no, that just means the battery's dead. Fuck!
You see that? See, that's a loaded question, Shoujo. He's already insane.
Insane. I was insane once.
They locked me in the room with the rat.
But they didn't understand the
crazy.
game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful
He's so
demands.
tilted
Then
from the
he's
Steam
talking too much,
reviews.
you see. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression.
Jesus Christ, man! I just wanted to make funny little review videos!
And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of our...
Okay, there it goes. Say, fellas, did somebody mention the door to bleakness?
ourselves.
Oh man, it's such a shame Andrew's not here yet.
Yeah.
Pitiful reflection of humanity.
He would have been beating. He would be like,
what a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it. I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a waypoint for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves that they couldn't help but leave a negative review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says more about them
That's the way you read that
than it
line.
said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison.
Oh, clearly.
Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the...
Narrator? You there, buddy?
I don't know what you mean, narrator. This shit's hilarious.
Okay.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
Oh,
end,
he's lost it.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Can you blame him?
Is never the end, 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 is
I don't think he ever had it to begin with.
end, is never the end, is never the end.
Well. Oh, hold on. We've got a leak! Something's changing. Alright, let's see what happens when we go again. Oh, jeez.
You have to also remember that every time we push the button, the time we're paused is longer and longer.
Yeah. No, you know what this reminds me of? That episode of Futurama where Farnsworth creates a time machine that can only move forward in time.
Yeah.
Daylight! Say, fellas.
I know now, without a doubt, Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is light.
Okay, we're almost there. I can say we're just at this point we're just waiting for the walls to collapse. Or I swear to God, if they actually do what Futurama did and we go so far forward that we actually go back on ourselves and come right back to the beginning.
No, the plants!
Damn it, they were nice.
It really tied the room together, you know?
Yeah.
Like urban decay.
What the hell was that?
Mm.
I don't like this. Oh, jeez. Wait. Frida! Wow. So, we're still in the narrator's head, right?
I believe we're still in the mindscape, yeah.
It's so vast and empty. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day.
Look at all that sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere. Get what? Oh fuck, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content.
Yeah, go on. Go in.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh dear. Oh, we skipped the theme park ride. All right, narrator, what are you
see,
planning?
Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable. and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Oh dear.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh damn.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
The end is never the end again.
Mhm.
The investor showcase, okay.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
That's the important part. Ooh, fancy. They're back. 2 doors. Say, fellas, did somebody mention 2 doors to darkness?
Damn.
Let's see. More TSP, better TSP. Hey, win-win. Sequential mind share. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Business, business, business. Numbers. Oh my god, they got 2 ferns!
Oh dang, 2 ferns?
Holy shit!
Oh, that's gotta be very important.
And they've got a PowerPoint. Hold on, can I? Damn it.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Speaking of fuzzy magic, I love this. Who took the red marker? Me. I'm not gonna lie, that feels like something you would do.
Yeah. Give it back. No, fuck you.
This way to the show floor, oh boy. Oh my god, a new content bus.
Is that the battle bus?
Stanley for Fortnite.
Oh, honestly, I think it would be really funny if they did that.
That'd be amazing. Oh, damn.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, God. The reassurance bucket is tempting, but... No, I think we need to save that for when Xandru's here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Says your
For
name.
the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Try it here. Oh, this ought to be good. Alright, let's see what happens.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping
Make
and
a
waking
reviewer
as
clone
Jim,
that's Jim.
falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
What?
Otherwise,
No!
you'll start to lose
Jim.
all sense of who you
Jim.
actually are.
Jim.
It's okay, reviewer. Wanna know why?
Why?
Jim.
I have the button.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moment I saw like this was pre-orderable when they were doing like the collector's edition for Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, I was like, I need this. I need the Jim button.
Jim.
Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
What's over here? Epilogue?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
But the end is never the end.
The end is never the end is end is never again.
That is true. Oh, hold on! Free
What's
new
up?
plus easy trophy? Excuse me? What is this? Free trophy. Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy, no more steps. Eject works. Get yours right now.
Here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
This looks like the motherfucking ink machine.
It does.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me my trophy. Please pull me. Phrasing.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh god, the
there
jump
you
circle.
are, Sandrew.
Oh, well, hold on. Well, first off, gotta make Xandru a medal.
Oh, Xandrew, you missed it. You missed the jump circle.
Xandru, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Sorry, my headphones was like, yeah, no, we're not gonna work right now. Like, what the fart?
Oh, you mean like how Discord sometimes switches what you have as your like your microphone and stuff like that?
No. I forgot to turn my headset off while I had my computer on sleep mode.
Oof, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, how's everybody's day so far?
Now we're doing fine. You're about
Pretty
to
good.
see the jump circle.
Let's bring the jump circle back.
The
to
jump
Stanley
circle!
Parable 2 as well. It's. Oh wait, you already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
You missed the jump circle there, buddy.
Ah,
However, Hold on.
Georgie is just all over my lap right now. What the fuck?
Hiya,
Yeah,
Georgie. I'm just opening up the thing real quick.
But, Xander, you know what you haven't missed?
What have I not missed?
Hold on. Okay, I want to see what's in here that says please no screenshots.
Oh, okay, guys. Remember, no screenshots.
No screenshots.
Talk to you, chat.
I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Is that the image you're talking about, Tox?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Did we make it to the button that says Jim?
Yes.
Yes.
Dang it, I missed that!
It's okay, Xander. It's okay. I gotcha.
Oh, there.
There you go.
And up a tooth every time I talk. God bless it.
Ooh, merch table.
You can scan that QR code, by the way. That's okay. I'm doing a little too.
StanleyParable2.com.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
A sequel, huh? Watch our helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable, majority of what the sequel is all about.
Oh my god.
There's actually a link to a YouTube video. It's 9 minutes long. Or it's almost 10 minutes long.
I think we're good.
I mean, I'd have to show it to you guys. But
Right.
hey, you know what link you guys can follow?
Oh?
Streamloots. We need 46 more packs of cards, and we will unlock this outfit for the Unwanted Wardrobe.
For this week or just for the stream?
Xander, you've been around a long time. You know that's for stream.
Okay, that's fair.
All right,
A
here
common
we go.
complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Oh, there it is.
You see, Stanley,
Look
anytime
how
you're holding
it
the
graces
bucket,
us.
A sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Damn.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Can you feel it? The
God
glow
damn.
of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
So I just get a free assurance bucket. Awesome.
Yep, a reassurance bucket.
This bucket is so cool that it does this fun little effect.
You sound like a
You know? I knew it was gonna happen. Because y'all are so fucking predictable.
I know. Oh yeah? How about this for
I
predictable?
love that outfit.
You're the only one who does that, Xandru, so yes.
Oh, dang it.
You know, speaking of buckets,
Oh?
Now,
Oh no!
stand before the array of metal buckets.
It's thematic. 'cause
Look
it's
at
from the
them.
game.
Not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Every bucket has its shape, its sheen, its unique imperfections.
Jim.
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 Reviewer.
So, Jim, do you have the timer ready?
Yes, Jim, I do have the timer ready.
Are you sure, Jim?
I am sure, Jim. What about you, other Jim? Are you sure?
I don't go by Jim anymore. I go by Jimmy.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Actually, hold on.
So, Jim, are you ready?
Hold on, I got a better idea. Hold on.
You got a better idea.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, I know there's a way to do this. Hold on. I got it.
What are you doing?
Are you changing
Hold on,
his name to
shush.
Jim?
There we go.
Hello, Jim, and hello, Jim. It is I, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
It's me, guys. Number 7.
That's not me. That's not me.
Hold on. Hold on, I have to fix that.
Oh, what do you... For those who are unaware, I changed Xandru's name on Discord to Jim. And now Tox has changed her name on Discord to Jim.
Well, in the server nickname.
Yeah.
Jim.
Jim.
Ah, dang it. I was hoping
Reviewer,
I could change my
join us.
Yeah.
Join us, reviewer.
Huh, weird. It actually won't let me.
What? Docs, you must do what needs to be done.
I don't have the ability to, but if you go,
Oh,
it's you have to right click and go to, for you, it says pre-server
Edit
profile.
pre-server profile? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There.
Yes!
Yes!
Anybody
Amazing.
who's in the server just looks at it and just sees a list of gyms. Yo, if I had the time and patience, just change everybody's nickname in the server to Jim.
Jim.
Oh my god. Jim.
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 Okay, I'm changing that back before I forget.
No!
No,
You're Jim.
at least until the end of the stream, at least.
All right, remind me to fix it after stream.
I will remind you, Jim.
Okay, Jim.
Jim. Also, hey, Jim.
Yes,
water bucket,
Jim?
please. I was talking to Jim.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
It's okay, Jim.
What did
You
Jim
okay,
do?
Jim? I don't know, man. It's Jim.
Well, Jim thought I was talking to Jim about the water bucket, but like, I'm talking to the Jim that has the timer because Jim is always right about the timer.
yeah, that is true. Jim is.
Mhm.
No! I know exactly where you're going with this, you son of a bitch.
Me or Jim?
You, Jim.
Which Jim?
Oh, dang. Which Jim?
Him, Jim, not her, Jim.
I'm confused. What?
Jim, you have to spell it out for us, Jims.
Yes, please.
All right, you know what? Just so we can avoid confusion.
What? No. That's incorrect. Gym 2 should be Gym 1. I should be Gym 2, Ed, you should be Gym 3. It only makes sense. It's only fair.
I mean that gym's an alpha gym, so you know that makes sense.
Alpha Gym.
Okay.
Alpha Gym.
Yeah, it works out.
All right, so Gym 2. Do you have the timer ready?
Of course I do, Jim.
But are you sure, Gym 2?
I am cocksure, Jim.
Well, Jim it.
I don't know right now, but I feel so Jiminy.
Oh dang, Jim.
I know, right? I know, right, Gym 2?
I know, right?
Alright,
Jim 3.
start the timer.
Video game?
Okay,
That really
Jim.
should be an award if
Hey,
it
Jim.
isn't already.
I'm waiting for food to be cooked up, but like, God, these off-brand Funyuns are so good.
I love that the text there has changed. It said the button that says Jim.
Oh, that's our button, Jim.
Our button, Jim. Hey, Jim, did you go down the hall or no?
Let Jim explore.
You know what?
Jim
That's fair.
3.
Okay, Gym 2.
I'm gonna see the infinite hole. Oh wait, no, we already went through there.
Oh, there you go.
It's got a rim
My God.
for Jim.
A rim for
Oh,
Jim!
dang.
There you go!
Look at that bougie hole.
It just keeps going.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Ready to do this,
fellas.
Jim? Jim, don't you dare!
Say Jim's.
Why? Why, Jim? Why would you do this to me? Hey, Jim, it's that one episode of
One of my
Gravity
more
Falls.
ingenious concoctions, if I
Oh
do
dang,
say
Jim
so.
3, you're right.
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
But why would we do
Now, I
that?
don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why would we do that, Mr. Narrator? Didn't you say this is infinite?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you,
See, there's a
then go
difference
ahead and
between
press the
mostly
teleport
infinite
button
and all
walk
infinite.
up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up
There is
there
such a
when
thing
you're
as
ready.
infinity and beyond.
I do love this. Every pause button is a Roman numeral too.
Ha!
I mean, that's true, though.
That's me.
Also, how did this
Detective
mug
Sil-
survive the fall?
I do
New
not know, but
mug!
also, Detective Silhouette, you are a genius. To Ingenuity and beyond.
Boo!
That's clever. Come on, Jim, that was clever.
Yeah.
Are you two? Never mind.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Should I do it again?
Do it.
Up to you.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much.
Ew.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Time's up.
Jim's going back to normal. Oh well.
Okay, I'm nipping the gym bit in the bud right now.
Okay.
All right.
I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't
And I'll
think
change
it
my
was
name,
that
yep.
not infinite. Well, I suppose once again
I
there's
changed my
nothing
name
to
back
do
color.
here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
I haven't.
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
It is not.
You sure? Well, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Uh-oh.
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley.
What?
I couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for.
No!
It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley.
Fuck you! You can't just not resolve this!
Wonderful rest of eternity together.
Am I actually stuck in here?
Yes.
Like, I have to restart the game?
No. Just stay. Trust me.
Okay. Just gonna sit here, holding my bucket.
As you should.
Also,
Oh,
you should
shit!
see your nickname. You should see your nickname in Lumi's server in a little bit,
Oh.
Sandro.
Oh no.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I don't have mod powers over there.
Jim the Sea Cucumber!
No. That can't be. That's impossible.
And also, what the fuck is going on here? Say, fellas.
Jim the Come on!
Yeah, press the button.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, keep doing it, it's fun.
You put down the bucket. Oh god, I hate that.
Ah!
That is disgusting. Can I go back to first person now? You can't jump. Change your perception. Change your reality? Oh, this is perfect.
There you go.
Change yourself? Okay, hold on, I gotta change the perspective. What? Okay.
That's what it looks like from. But yeah, change yourself. Keep-
Ah. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, I gotta cycle back over to the. Okay. Error.
Stanley! Stanley!
Ah!
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Toodle pip. Are we doing this again? Yep.
The hole's great, right?
The hole's insane. Oh, good. It only sends it back here.
Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Yeah, well, we gotta find the collectibles.
We've got to find the collectibles.
Can you find them? Collect them all. Okay, whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
0 out of 6.
That's an interesting looking Funko Pop.
So, fun thing is with the collector's edition,
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting in sidebar. You
Yeah.
actually get a fig leaf.
That's great. Okay. So I found one of them.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it.
Mostly
Absolutely
infinite hole.
tragic.
If only.
Yeah, you see what I was trying to do.
Yeah, you were trying to get that big
Mhm.
trophy, thinking that it was one of them.
Alright, is there actually 5 more of those things hidden around here?
Not in this area.
Well, feck.
So basically, when we get out of this area and we're back in the office, they'll spawn random in certain areas.
Is there anything I'm missing here?
I don't think so.
I feel like I've done everything in here. So,
Well, go through the directory. Go through the directory. You never know.
No, I've got everything. I'm good.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
No screenshots. Oh boy,
So,
I love
Stanley,
these.
What do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh shit!
Who am I kidding, Stanley?
The collectibles.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
An ultra deluxe version, if you will.
Ah.
Yeah.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, I like this. I actually kind of like this. I think that's cool.
Almost has the making of a horror game when you look at it like this.
Yeah, kinda.
What's great is every time you load up the game now, it'll be this screen.
Damn.
The teaser for the Netflix adaptation. Oh god, could you imagine a TV show of the Stanley Parable? What the heck?
I don't think that would work.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
The balloons are there.
Employee number 4.
Yep.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, where are those other 5 damn statues? Research bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Oh, where have the statues gone? Oh, where could they be? Oh, the new content door is gone.
Yeah. So now all the endings will be different because there's a bucket.
Stanley
Oh my
pulled
God.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright. Let's...
Oh my god, you're actually following the story this time? What the fuck?
Well, I have to now.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's
Reassurance
office
bucket.
was where he'd find answers.
Go in.
Oh, Stanley,
Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you,
Cooldown
Stanley.
timer's up.
Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial
Excuse you?
and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley.
How
Lay
dare.
into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Well, fuck you too, broom closet.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Oh,
Here
dear.
we go. There. Now it's settled.
Yeah.
No
Yes!
more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering
Yeah.
philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Property of Stanley, that's amazing.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications
That's
for
like the
this
kind of sticker that they give me to help figure items out.
So, guys, another
Yes.
thing that came in the collector's
You
edition.
know what? I could
Oh,
take
God,
the
please tell me.
name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now...
Yes!
It is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay.
Dang.
Dang. Are you teabagging the broom closet?
It deserves it.
You know what, fair.
Are
Well-
you teabagging the broom closet Sandra Productions 2025?
No!
You know what? I'm putting it in Fiona's search.
Don't put any other context. Just
Yeah, I will.
No!
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of anything.
damn it, I forgot what the code was.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos.
It's there.
It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket knows all.
Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending is my
The
favorite.
elevator raced downward, plummeting towards
Am I
an
right?
unknown fate.
It's like the best ending.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
The bucket just makes everything better.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Everything's better with bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Oh, I'm reassuring the reassurance bucket.
Yay.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Excuse you?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh, gotta be
But
heartbreaking.
here was the
You know what?
proof.
I'm not gonna say anything.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two sassy comment about taking down the system.
Audio went really weird there for a minute.
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna
gameplay
say
was
it. I thought the share screen paused.
same.
Like, what really threw me off, I forgot to mute my TV. So I heard the sound from the game coming from somewhere that wasn't my headphones.
Oh, dang.
And like, no, it's not coming from my controller. Where the fuck? Alright.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Say, fellas.
Was
Say
it
fellas.
Damn it!
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Now,
What?
Both
I
of them
believe with
wanted
all my
to begin
heart
watching a movie, any movie, but
that
then
the bucket
stop it
is
halfway
light.
through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
What?
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Keyblade's got to draw a bucket Keyblade.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yay, the stick was just still there.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Ah, the bucket is
Stanley
comfort.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Damn it!
Oh, dang it.
Oh well.
I want stickers.
Sticker.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human.
28/45.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah, hi Georgie, how are you?
Hey, Georgie.
Hiya, Georgie.
She does this thing now where like she like paused me to want to pet her.
Good. You should be petting her.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright, actually, hold on. Just now that I'm thinking about it, hold on before we do all this over again.
Oh no. Oh no.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning.
What?
It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the park. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable.
Yeah.
This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Godzilla fanboy. You thought I was Dio, but it was I, Bucket!
And then that makes 45 more packs.
Let's go.
So you guys got another hour. You can do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, don't forget the bucket. Come on, man.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps
He hasn't
his
blocked off
boss's
the broom
office
closet.
was where he'd find answers.
Oh, that's dumb of him.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Aw.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Hey!
We found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Sandra, thank you for buying 10 packs of cards.
Stanley, God knows
Yay.
I tried.
Alright, so that's 35 more
I implore
packs.
you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh, God. You know, fun fact about last week's stream.
Oh?
I got monetization on last week's stream taken away because of the elevator music.
What?
That's hilarious.
Like, I don't know why.
I never knew elevator music could be...
I guess it was already a
Stepping
copyrighted
into the
song or
manager's
something.
office, Stanley
I
was once again
guess.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Thank you for buying 5 more packs.
Knew all along.
Thank you.
Oh dear, so 30 more packs.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
This is starting to get very concerning to me.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Xandru!
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Alright, 20 more packs!
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
You're either, like, just... Okay. You have a plan. Oh, the sequel is now paused. But you have a plan, Xandru Productions.
I do?
Either you are A, buying packs a little bit at a time. 10 more packs. Just waiting for you to get a water bucket or something. Or...
Okay, now I got the water bucket.
Also, Godzilla fanboy with another $2.
Yeah. So that's 9 more packs. The other thing I was afraid of what you were doing is that you were intentionally inching along, drawing out.
Are you assuming that Xandru is stalling?
Reviewer, I would never.
You would, and you have.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this,
what the fuck?
and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
Oh, I fucked up.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Should be at...
It would be at 102, right?
Yeah. Alright, there we go. That was a weird little fuck up.
Yeah, that was a very weird one.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things?
Now
it
you're
didn't
doing this
wish
on
to do?
purpose, you son of a bitch.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to
Well,
do?
I gotta even things out.
Thank
In
you.
the first place,
Thank you for writing 3 packs of cards, that means 6 more.
Stanley's feeble mind.
Oh,
No!
really? Dang it.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
There we go.
5 more
But
packs.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
You son of a bitch. Alright. Well, next week I will add this outfit to the unwanted wardrobe.
I mean, I did want to save money for like for the deal card for tomorrow, but I'm like, might as well.
Sus.
Oh, and another $2.
Yeah.
Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. And the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
God, it's logged onto YouTube.
Okay.
I'll pick one.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all.
Aw.
It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind
Oh,
controls
penguins!
were only a facade to disguise
Penguins.
its true intentions.
Penguin.
Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the
Oh,
bucket
hey.
never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this
Aw.
place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, that's all of them. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh my god, reviewer. The
Stanley
bucket
decided
gave
to
you
go
the
to
bird.
meeting room. Perhaps
God damn it.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Nintendo.
Oh, we
That
changed
ending
to
was
this
the
one
word.
again.
Stanley
Oh,
clutched the
Nintendo,
bucket
what was the
tightly
word?
to his chest and
Bird,
pulled
bird, bird,
it
bird,
over
bird.
his neck.
Bird is the word. Bird, 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 bird. Bird is the word. Bird, 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 bird. Bird is the word. Whoa! How can we find them? There will be a reward for finding them all.
Oh god.
So inside the sequel exhibit, private but smelly place for important person. Large room, a lot of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere with both red and blue, and nearby a fireplace. Okay, okay. I think I know where all these are. Okay, I'll be honest. Not sure about the large room with boxes. Stairs. That's gonna be where actually that's gonna be like heading in the next room. Instead of heading upstairs, I head downstairs.
Okay.
The red and blue, I have to go take the right door. Was it? God damn it, I don't remember the paths. Like, I know exactly what that's talking about, I just don't remember how to get there.
All I can tell you, reviewer, if you need
Like,
any hints or any
Tox,
directions,
am I
just
right?
let us know.
Yeah, you're pretty right. The large room with boxes is the one when you take the right in the the storage.
In the storage?
You know, like how there's that monorail, that thing you jump off of and you get the red and blue door kind of thing. That
Okay.
area. You'll see it.
Okay, so
I
that's
would do the
that's
stairs
large
one.
room with boxes, and I'll have to do that for red and blue. That's gonna be for me jumping off the thing, right?
I believe so.
Nearby a fireplace, I have to break the game and do the baby mini game.
I'll be honest, I don't remember the fireplace.
Like, that's the only notable fireplace I can think of. Alright, here, just because I'm on this path anyway, stairs, right?
Yeah, stairs.
Going down the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
Room closet.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining
We're gonna just harass the
stickers.
narrator
If I
every
did,
time
you
we
can
come to the
guarantee
broom
we'd
closet,
be
aren't
in
we?
here for
Yeah.
hours. But coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Aha!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Looks so sad.
I mean, it is Stanley.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then... something
Crazy.
had
I was
occurred to
crazy
Stanley.
once.
Maybe,
God
he
bless
thought
it.
to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's
Damn.
strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal,
But it has the
everyday
property,
bucket.
Stanley
Someone
bucket
else's bucket,
sticker on
perhaps.
it.
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, Now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
It's me, the devil.
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special
God.
bucket.
Come to me,
Oh my
Stanley.
God.
Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Nani?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body
great,
of a
right?
man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket.
Nope.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Wow.
Damn.
Mad skill.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figurine Finders Committee meeting today.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket
That's like
calling
the
to
way to
him,
work?
telling him
What is she, a
that
Power
the
Ranger?
employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Or
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
alright, so there's a figure on the other side.
Yeah, so you see that that ramp right there?
This?
Yeah, you have to get up here, and you see, like,
Oh!
see it?
Aha!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Figlies.
What name
Figlies.
better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by one? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. So, can I get back up, or do I have to drop and die?
Drop.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, yep. I was about to say.
That, where the fuck did this thing drop me? That is a lot of cassette tapes. Oh no. Narrate what?
Okay, this
This is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Treasure?
I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
So the thing we were saying about this becoming a horror game.
Right?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket
Sorry,
had
I have
spoken
figures to
him,
find.
and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked. No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past
What?
this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
The best
I
part
suppose
of this
that would
game.
explain a lot about your behavior up to this point, which...
Oh
if
my
that's true-
God.
No, hold
My
on.
goodness,
What?
I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh no. I just wanted a figurine.
Yeah, you have to not take the bucket to go that way.
Damn it!
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right?
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Oh dear.
Okay, let's begin.
Is this gonna end up like only cans?
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect.
What?
It is a hologram of a bucket,
Fuck.
not an actual bucket.
Fuck you!
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
No. Fuck you! That is still technically a bucket.
Reviewer, the game says it's not a bucket.
That is it is still functional. It is still a bucket. Like, I'll give you the hologram because you can't do anything with the hologram.
Sandra, he doesn't know what a bucket is.
You don't know what a bucket is, buddy. What the heck?
Item 3. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a bucket.
Okay, there's hope. There's hope.
Okay, there's hope.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Reviewer, I can't believe you didn't know that was a bucket.
That was clearly a bucket.
Item 6.
It was clearly a bucket.
Is this a bucket? Trick question.
What?
Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait.
What is this, Schrodinger's bucket?
Yeah. And no. It's both.
Fuck you, Docs.
Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
What? No!
Okay, here we go. What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
It's like how Pandora's box was originally a vase. No, Pandora's box was a bucket. But
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so I
Stanley
have to leave the
decided
bucket
go to
behind.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime,
The bucket
a
apocalypse.
work of art.
The bucket apocalypse.
Eager to get back to
It is
business,
as the prophecy
Stanley took the
foretold.
first open door on his
Look on the
left.
bright side. None of us are buckets.
None of us are buckets.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Actually, you know what I just
Stanley,
realized,
I think
though?
perhaps we've gotten
Yeah.
off on the wrong foot.
If everything is a
I'm not
bucket,
your enemy, really, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
I
and
realize
that
it
sign
invests
on the
in
door
your
says
trust
no
in someone
buckets
else
past
is
this
difficult,
point.
But the fact is that the
Yeah.
story has
There
been
should be
about
nothing beyond
but
that
you
door.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stan.
My
I
God.
mean, you're right.
Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on
Okay.
your side. Give me a chance.
There
Now
it is.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Alright, hold on first.
Stanley grabbed the
Getting
fig
close
leaf.
now, Stanley, you've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second
All right.
number, and that will
Was I correct about the
will be
about the thing with
different.
the
Did it
fireplace?
freeze on your end too?
different in the sense that we used
did.
to have none of them, and now we have them all.
Huh?
You can't go back to when you
Check
had
the
no
stream.
Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Right? What? Guys?
It's still going on the stream.
Yeah, it's still going on the stream. Hello.
Did Discord fuck up?
The screen share is frozen, and you were muted for a while.
Is it good now? It looks like it's good on my end.
I mean, it was still going on YouTube.
Like, is
let
your
me-
screen share? Is your screen share good?
No. Let me exit out and re-enter the.
Yeah, let me reset
Screen
the
share.
screen share.
Thank you.
That better?
The fig leaves were too powerful.
Pretty much.
It's still there. We go.
All right. So, fuck. How do I get to the fireplace?
Let's see.
Because I feel like it had something to do with this path.
Let me double check.
That's number 5.
Having trouble following the Venn diagram?
No, it's not on the Venn diagram. I'm looking at actual.
An actual walkthrough?
Mhm.
While you guys are doing that, what should be the next outfit card?
Oh, the other one is located in the boss's office. It looks like. at a
Oh, okay, so
fireplace.
then I can resume the game and it'll still save the figurine, right?
Yeah, of course. So you can either reset it. Yeah, there you go.
Huzzah!
Rosé.
And this time I'm grabbing the bucket.
Well, duh, it's our
Hold on.
bucket.
Oh, there's a phone ringing. Nope. It has to be this one.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Huh. Okay, then.
Huh.
Anyway, bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled.
Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing suggestions for Hello Nurse, Rouge the Bat. The last one. Nearby fireplace. Broom closet.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Damn.
Coming to a staircase,
It just
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
And just to reiterate to people, franchises that reviewer is familiar with.
Yeah, those are the most
Because
likely. Unless you guys have a full trip to the tailor card.
Into his manager's office,
Yeah,
Stanley
I've only
was
got
once
6
again
pieces of it
stunned
so far.
Okay,
to
near
discover
a
not an
fireplace.
indication
So
of any
it's got to be in
human
here
life.
somewhere.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an
Unless it's
emotional
behind it.
dumpster
Oh!
fire, if not for the
Okay, yeah,
soothing
it is
presence
behind
of the
it.
bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours,
Gotta put in
could
the code.
bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Okay, go to
Was
your
the bucket
right.
guiding
Hold on.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical.
Okay.
Okay, go to your left.
3 steps this time.
Slide to the left.
Hold on.
Slide to the
Aha!
right. Oh, there we
And
go.
there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Actually, you know what I want to do now?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Well, shit. Now I have to go press the number 3.
Ooh, Godzilla fanboy might have one. Let's see. All right, how about Kyrie's costume from KH3?
Because I already have Aqua from Kingdom Hearts
Here we are,
and
said Stanley.
so
Now,
what
I'm going
other...
to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Also chase room. 3! Pick number 3, my lord! Oh my god! And I'm Jim 3!
God damn it.
It comes full circle! Like a bucket! Oh, I just did a neck crack too. That felt good. Are you having fun pushing the number 3 reviewer?
Yeah, I was.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
If there was a number you would smash, which one would it be? It's 69 for you, isn't it?
Excuse you.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you
Really?
understand how
Smash number
much the
3.
number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Lady from DMC. Who? For what?
I'm assuming that means Devil May Cry.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, keep brings up one. Isabel from Animal
Okay,
Crossing?
said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his
Oh
bucket
God,
for
Tendo brings up a
reaction
good
of some
point.
kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I feel like we haven't sold the bucket on the number 3.
Stanley and the bucket
know,
were
right?
so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
But yeah, Tendo. So I was just looking through the costume options and noticed one I'm surprised isn't in there. Slave Leia from Return of the Jedi.
I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no either. Something to think about for next week.
Something to think about. Also, fanboy, we kind of... Oh,
Stanley, I know what to do. I know how
Oh,
to
dear.
fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him.
Wait, there was a
and
dude
why he
down there.
felt so alive when pressing
What?
it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
3.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
The dude who came up with pizza is my hero.
Mm-hmm.
There was no one here.
Oof.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him
Oh.
talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
That was a sentence.
That's fucked. Bucket, come back! I thought we had something special!
Bucket, come back.
Alright.
Oh, I was saying Godzilla fan.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what the heck?
Okay, you see the problem too, right?
Yeah, like, what the heck?
Stanley, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a
I just
wall!
can't pause
Yeah.
on Things. It's those figurines. Those figlets. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh,
I
jeez.
would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Light. The door to light.
Oh my god.
Say, fellas. Did somebody mention the door to darkness?
I'm just gonna ignore that and say that we're in heaven right now.
So yeah, talks that thing about sadly Xandra's not here for this.
Oh, hey! That's great.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Oh shit.
2013, holy fart.
Yeah, that's when the original game came out.
Okay, fair.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
7. Excuse you.
But yeah, as I was saying, like, come on, Brian, you can do it, I believe in you. We're gonna try our best not to, like, double dip into franchises, is what I was trying to say. Like, if there's a franchise that's already been done,
Stanley, you found this one.
then
on
yeah,
your
a
own,
different outfit
just
for a
by
different
poking
franchise
around in
that
the
reviewer would
boss's
be familiar with.
bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
It was in the warehouse. Right, wasn't it?
Let's see. The first one was the one in there, the Stanley Parable 2. The second one was underneath the stairs. Yeah, it's the warehouse.
Like, I didn't find them in order was the thing.
No. The warehouse was the 4th place you found a Figanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised.
Damn it.
Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the warehouse feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments? Let's see. What came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Too much pink energy is dangerous.
Dear God!
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was by the red and blue doors. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh my God! That's right!
I love the fucking Windows Movie Maker-esque video.
God. God, I feel old.
The mini stand number 5. Yeah! Found it near the red and blue doors. Thanks for watching.
Okay, how many people?
Directed by the narrator, edited by the narrator, produced by the narrator, produced by the Best Boy Narrator starring Stanley. Copyright the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Damn. Okay, this is where I have to go, okay.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here behind the boss's office. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
12 out of 6. You are in the present.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Because of course.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't it something to stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
I was alright for that.
Okay, yes. The back of the boss's office. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
This whole thing is going to be a profound statement on being a slave to your own nostalgia.
You mean it isn't?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Let's watch it again.
Yes, I love that video.
Oh, God.
Oh man, this deal card was well
Still
worth
don't
it.
remember Pink Room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
I'm curious. Damn.
Ah.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh god, it's the exit. Where are we in the Page Master?
Oh my god. We're back to the jump circle.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Oh god, we're gonna go all the way back to the goddamn room with the skip button.
Oh yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
You know what? I think now that's a pretty good place to call it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just quick question. Is there enough to the game to warrant another stream, or...
I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's like one or two more paths, I think, if I remember correctly, that I can remember getting to.
Yeah, like, and let's be honest, I don't think we're gonna top that.
No.
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
no.
chance.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back over on Twitch tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific for some more Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man!
Spider-Man! Have a good night, everybody.
I mean...